I'm Delaine Donaldson. I'm the president of the Effingham County Museum, and we have turned this into a place that I think is really an excellent place to demonstrate the history and the heritage of Effingham County.
I'm Melvin Higgs. I'm the woodworker that made this display here. Well, it's mostly farm wagons and covered wagons from the west and for what we used on the farm at home. I started about 5 years ago making some of these wagons and some stagecoaches and things, and I donated a couple of stagecoaches to Ballard Nature Center to their deals when they have them, and different things like that. I've sold a few of them, not too many. I just like to work with wood, and just got started. That's all I can say.
Now, when I bring people to this floor, one of the things that is a focal point, and one of the things that attracts people's attention to a very quick degree, is this display that Melvin Higgs presented to us. It is an exceptional display for many reasons. One is that it is precisely what is part of the story that we want to tell. This is about agriculture. And so whenever we think about Effingham County, we think about the early settlers who came here. These people were farmers. They were looking for farmland. And so one of the things that is part of our heritage, and will probably always be part of our heritage, is that rich heritage of being farmers, making a living from the ground.
I was raised mostly right south of Dexter, on a farm 3 miles south of Dexter. I farmed. I'm retired from farming. In the 60s and 70s, I was an electrical contractor along with farming. And then I retired in '82 from farming, and I had already quit the electrical business. And after I retired, I started a woodcraft business. We set up craft shows all over the country. And then it finally got to doing so much custom work that I didn't need to do that anymore, so I quit that and just started doing this custom work, and then just doing what I want to do on my own.
It also demonstrates the skilled craftsmen that we have. I know when I went out to talk with Melvin about this display, first thing when I saw all the intermeshings of the gears on some of this equipment, I said, "You must be an engineer. Must have a background in engineering," because I thought only an engineer would know how to put all those things together so they work properly. And he said, "No, I'm a farmer. And all of this material is up in my head." And he said, "I know what it looks like, I know how it works," and he has put it together so that we can have the same understanding.
I made most of those from memory. There's one on here that I took a picture of up at where they have the Reminisce magazine up in Wisconsin. They had driven that from coast to coast, and I took a picture of several pictures of it and made it as a replica of it. A close replica. The others I made from memory and pictures. If I could see a picture of something and get it in my mind, I can make it.
First was a contact that was made with the museum by a man named Jerry Catt. And he said, "I have a really good friend, Melvin Higgs," he said, "who has this wonderful display. You need to go see it. And I think that you might be very interested in having it for the museum."
Well, I had them in what I call my office at home, in my room there at home. The office, I didn't have them out in a display any other place, no.
The official name of our association is the Effingham County Cultural Center and Museum Association, stressing the culture. And so when we look at who we are as a people, it is to look at the value base and then to look at how we have shown those values through the people who live here. And one of the very important forces that is part of culture, of course, is artwork. And it takes a whole lot of forms. It can take the form of photographs, and we have a lot of graphics that are here, but it also takes the form of those things that are items that have other dimensions to them besides just a flat picture. And so what this display does is it is there to show us in a three-dimensional way then what these pieces of equipment were like. What did the people of the past work with when they went out to farm their fields? This to me is artwork. What is that? It's creativity. So before Melvin could make this, he had to have it up here first, And that creativity is part of, I think, always has been part of who we are as a people here in Effingham County. We have a lot of creative people here.
I'm real pleased that they're here. When I said something about him and he came and looked at him, they was right ready to have him here at the museum, and I was real pleased at that. I've been up here on open house and people seen them, and I've talked to them, and I'm glad they're up here. Because I know where they're at, I know they're preserved for up here, and otherwise they'd know hard telling what would happen.